What's poppin', y'all? This is Deidre with One Shot Game, man. You already know how the motto go. You get one shot at life, but a lifetime to learn all the game you need to help you improve your life. Now, as I always say, you get two choices: the ability to faithfully settle in the life that has been set out for you, or the ability to pave a path towards your destiny. That choice is also up to you. So before I get into the title of my video, I want to say a big shout out to all my supporters. You guys are great. And even the ones behind the scenes, I see you too. So look, listen. The title of this video is going to be on the fact that oftentimes when you finally come into your true form of at a certain age, like for the people out there that are realizing that they're gifted, you know what I'm saying, and the people that really know who are gifted, they know, you know what I'm saying, it's always been in you. They knew it was in you from the day you were born, right? But usually it doesn't materialize until at a certain age. So you'll have to go through life lessons, right? But when you get closer to that age where it's starting to materialize, there will be all types of things thrown into your face to come at you. You know what I'm saying? People basically shooting your past in your face. All types of people, you know what I'm saying, subliminally saying things from you, people pulling from you, you know what I'm saying, and saying some of the most ugliest, cruelest things to you simply because the light inside of you is starting to shine so bright and they're jealous. You know what I'm saying? And they're envious of something that you hold inside yourself because they feel as if everything that you've done in your past should be the reason why you don't deserve it, because of the simple fact y'all don't realize that they were using your energy to cloak their wrongdoingness in your energy. So to them, their backyard was clean. You know what I'm saying? It was as if they didn't do anything wrong because they hid it so well. You know what I'm saying? But since all your background, you know what I'm saying, skeleton closet deeds were up front and everybody knew about them, you know what I'm saying, they feel as if you didn't deserve the very thing that the universe blessed you with, without even realizing that the reason why people think their backyard wasn't dirty is because they used your energy to cloak their dirty deeds in. You know what I'm saying? They oftentimes realized and knew like that you were innocent, right? But they were jealous and envious of something that they felt like they were entitled to. You know what I'm saying? They felt as if because they lived life a certain way, which is, like I said, you know what I'm saying? For anybody that don't know, you have the way of, you know what I'm saying, the light, and you have the way of the dark. You know what I'm saying? A lot of these people basically listen to the devil, you know what I'm saying, that coerce them into, you know what I'm saying, not being able to understand how to heal and process their trauma, that their heart was dark. They treated people the way that their unhealed trauma, you know what I'm saying, unresolved, and made people be the suspects of something that had nothing to do with them. You know what I'm saying? And they chase money, you know? Like they had vices that they used to cover up their darkness, which is all the things that the devil uses to have you attached to material things so that you never realize your own true power. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of what people go through in their life makes them turn their heart dark. Like they can't process or heal their deep-rooted emotions. So it's easier to just cover them up, go chase the bag, and make it seem as if money, it makes you happy. Now, don't get me wrong. Money does provide stability. Money is good. But at the end of the day, it's not true happiness. If you have deep-rooted trauma buried underneath that, and then you're stripped of the money and all the emotions and all the trauma start to show, it starts to tell you who's really happy and who's not. People's really evil, dark intention spirit starts to show on the surface, and you get to see a person for who they truly are. Now, understanding and realizing that when a person is awarded a certain gift from the universe, it comes with a big fireball of attacks that if you're not strong enough because you're still weakened by your trauma, you wouldn't be able to actually even use it for the benefit that it's used for. Because you got to think about it. A lot of people don't even realize or understand that when you're someone that's gifted, you don't control it. You know what I'm saying? It controls you. You know what I'm saying? And it comes on when it needs to. You know what I'm saying? And it's used when it feels it wants to be used. It's almost as if it's based off of your emotions, of how you feel and journey through life, but really it comes from your heart. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of people don't even realize that their spirit underneath what they show people on the outside is actually very dark due to whatever trauma or things they experience in their life. But from a person that has been around a lot of people that operate like that, there will be times that you've been around people and you've seen their true character be shown. That is really them for real. But they do a good job at hiding it. Those darkest spaces inside their heart, I'm telling you, be their most deepest weaknesses. You know what I'm saying? But they do such of a good job by covering them up with everything that they got. You wouldn't even be able to be exposed to them. And then when you do, you pass it off, especially if they got something that you don't have. You know what I'm saying? But again, I think a lot of people tend to underestimate the fact that when you are awarded a certain type of gift, and you have the ability to construct your life and basically do whatever you want. Imagine that gift getting into the wrong hands of someone who is still burdened and hurt by their past. They wouldn't use it for what it's intended to be used for. Use it to steady keep the current flow of darkness to keep going. And I don't think that's what people who are now realizing they have a gift in this life was supposed to get it to be able to circulate the darkness. I don't think that's what it was for. I think it was awarded to the people that managed to go through life and keep their heart pure so that they can be able to be the ones that change the world in a way where it's love and light. You know what I'm saying? As whereas the people in the past used their giftedness to construct darkness based off of the insecurities and the pain and the trauma they haven't healed. And a lot of people in life oftentimes know their pain and trauma, but they feel like they were guided into an area of their life where they still felt entitled to get it because, you know what I'm saying, they chased whatever it is, or they did better than somebody in their life, or they didn't take the path that somebody took, without even realizing that most of the time people who endure the most trauma, you know what I'm saying, and take on the most bulk of the weight and don't sell their soul, you know what I'm saying, be the ones that go through it the most. Now again, you got people who gonna compare their life to yours. They gonna feel this way, feel that way. You just gotta not care, because that's what comes with having a gift. Everybody want to compare who you were to who they were, and what you did and how they did it, and why they feel like you don't deserve it. All that don't matter. Once you get it, it's almost as if, like, you know what I'm saying, fuck what you talking about. You know what I'm saying? You just jealous and envious because you felt as if you worked so hard to achieve something, but your ulterior motives, how you treated people, you know what I'm saying, the way you threw people under the bus, you talked about them, all due to your unrooted trauma and pain. And I think the most craziest thing about the whole thing is that when you're someone that's truly gifted for real, it'll be the people closest to you that will say the most hurtful things first. That's why they say keep your enemies close but keep your partners closer, because of the simple fact, those ones who feel as if they got a close connection to you will be the first ones to attack you when it's time for your gift to emerge. You know what I'm saying? And it'll give you a general idea of being able to see the spirits of the people closest to you first, because your whole life you've been thinking that these people that you rocked with and was close with was really for you. You know what I'm saying? Whole time they wasn't, though. But since you didn't know who you were, you weren't able to see their true spirit. Or they may have had, you know, outbursts or traumatic episodes and you bypassed it for whatever reason due to, I feel like, yo, energy mirroring their energy, and since no one knew how to pass that level, you tended to be glued to something that was showing you right in your face, listen, so I got issues, you know what I'm saying, but I know how to pretend and act like I don't, you know. And I think another part is the fact that, hey, people will set you up to take the fall because of your giftedness and then nag you about your life and the situation that you in, to not hope you become aware of the fact that you're really truly very gifted. You know what I'm saying? You have the ability to hold a tremendous amount of power, but because again we're envious and jealous that it is awarded to you, we're gonna put you down, you know what I'm saying, and drag your whole past against you. But you know what the craziest part about it is? I think the mind just be wired in a crazy type of way, you know what I'm saying, because I promise you, the people closest to you know you've been gifted since you've been young, you know what I'm saying, they do. And for whatever reason, they couldn't aid you in being able to harness your giftedness because they were burdened by their own life. But they knew at some point, at some age, you would, you know what I'm saying, be exposed to the level of giftedness that you had. But again, when that happens, that's when they start to send the attacks. You know what I'm saying? The attacks get stronger. And they start to show their true spirit of how much they despise you because you were awarded something that they feel entitled to. But I think a lot of people don't even realize the fact that it's not something you can just run around controlling, you know what I'm saying, and operating out of anger, you know what I'm saying, and making it it don't work like that. You know what I'm saying? It actually does what it wants to do when it wants to do it. So it's almost as if you're just a vessel for the gift that was awarded to you by the universe because you were strong enough to hold it and use it in the right way. You know what I'm saying? Everybody else probably weren't awarded that giftedness like they felt entitled to because for whatever reason, behind the scenes, you knew that you were moving out of a dark space, but you played nice. You know what I'm saying? And it's crazy. Listen, I'm just gonna be honest. You know what I'm saying? I love my little zodiac group, Pisces, Scorpio, and Cancer, but I have to just be honest. Cancers might emotionally manipulate your ass. You know what I'm saying? And Scorpios, nigga, they run a good game, but really be fucking evil behind the scenes. You know what I'm saying? And Pisces is going, you feel me, nigga, how you get some money to ignore the fact that, you feel me, they got some deep-rooted trauma. All water signs. You know what I'm saying? But again, from my level of understanding of experiencing it in my face and knowing that I didn't see the real true person until I was able to see the side of them that's hidden so deep. You know what I'm saying? That is exposed when you're able to see the real for real. And it comes a time in life where the energy shifts and people who are awarded certain gifts are exposed and pushed to the front, and people who always seen something in somebody now are able to see it full force. You know what I'm saying? And it's up to you to know who you are, to protect yourself, to grow in who you are, because again, the people closest to you will do everything they can to try to snuff out your light. You know what I'm saying? Knew it was something about you, knew you was always gifted, you know what I'm saying, but they didn't want you to realize that about yourself. Whole time, people don't even realize, like, me knowing who I am helped take me out of the energy of taking on everybody else's trauma. So while everybody was playing a part and out here looking good and shit, you feel me, I'm over here devastated, sitting with myself trying to figure out what's going on. Not only am I dealing with my own trauma, I'm also taking on the energy of everybody else's trauma who got it buried deep down as if they shit don't stink. And mine's just being pushed to the front so everybody see me as this one way. But it's crazy how the mind will trick you, because every dark thing that someone said to me is really because you knew my light. You knew my light, you knew who I was, and you was mad because I got it and you didn't. You know what I'm saying? And listen, this is not to, you feel me, be hatred or, you know, spiteful towards anybody, because I don't have that in my heart. You know what I'm saying? We out here trying to live, but when you know the people who came up against you didn't want to see you grow and be better, it's almost sad, because you know what I'm saying, we really sitting in huddles and coming together and smoking blunts after each other and at events and shit, and everybody's acting like they're having a good time. But once I started to get a deeper introspection at events, I always felt like the outsider, the one who played the back, the one off to the side. You know what I'm saying? I was never feeling as if I was a part of the group unless it was an event I was holding myself. You know what I'm saying? Period. And when I was holding it myself and I was doing good in life, you should see how people come and they kick it with you for a little bit and then they be quick to leave. Why? Because it's not them. You know what I'm saying? And it really helps you get a general idea of who you truly are for real. You know what I'm saying? And it's just crazy how you have to flip all the things that people said about you and change them into good things that you know about yourself, simply because these people hate the fact that it was you and not them. And the crazy part about it is a lot of people who knew this as you were young dismissed the things that you knew or felt because they never wanted you to be the person that was awarded something, even though they knew you had it already. You know what I'm saying? Just think about if people would have healed their trauma and actually loved you for who you were, how much of an empire that would have grew. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of people, I think, are sitting around with regret because the people that they looked up to the most is the ones that's actually doing them wrong. Like, you got to have a lot of balls when you get a gift, because when you get a gift that's awarded to you, that means sometimes, if not all the time, you got to pull away from people, even people you got strong connections with. You got to have the ability to change your abandonment issues and loneliness into the power of being by yourself, because people don't have the same gift that you have. You know what I'm saying? And if you allow yourself to be around the wrong person or the wrong people, you know what I'm saying, they will do everything they can to try to take your power away from you and use it for themselves. You know what I'm saying? It's like real life superheroes. You know what I'm saying? So, listen, there are certain things that are weaknesses to superheroes. And if they're around the wrong people that do everything to try to, you feel me, dim that light, is detrimental. You know what I'm saying? So, knowing you are a gifted individual in life is something that takes a lot of courage, a lot of patience, you know what I'm saying, a lot of understanding, you know, because, again, there are people that be closest to you that don't like that you gifted the most, not realizing the gift had to come from somewhere, meaning somewhere somebody in your pack, your family, your circle had the gift too. They just was too black-hearted, you know what I'm saying, and dismiss the fact that they got their own gift because they're too focused on yours. And then when you start to see everybody's true colors for real, it make you look at people different. You know what I'm saying? Because around like maybe like 2023, all that year, like, I started seeing behavior weird from people talking to me a certain type of way, people acting funny, you know what I'm saying? And I was like, where is this coming from? You know what I'm saying? But then over time you started to realize, like, that's what people do. They project their insecurities of how they feel about themselves onto you when your gift starts to become more illuminated. And as you start to rise in energy and people start to see you coming into who you truly are for real, they project everything onto you to hopefully keep you in that same space so you never realize who you are, while they go out and shine and keep you connected to them so they can dim your light and use that to, you know what I'm saying, fund whatever they may be going through. But it's not until you pull yourself back and gain your own energy by pulling away that you're able to see who people really are for real. And it leaves everybody exposed. Even if you're not around them, or even if you don't even have a relationship with them anymore, you know behind the scenes what's going on. You know what I'm saying? Because it's a very real thing. So again, don't be misunderstood, don't be misguided, don't feel no type of way. It's something you can't control. You know what I'm saying? The universe deemed you, you know what I'm saying, to be awarded this gift because your vessel would be the strongest to uphold it. Too many people out here living with hatred and malice in their heart, and a gift getting into the wrong hands will stare the world into still darkness. Not only will that be detrimental to you and everybody after you, it will create too much more darkness after we've been living in darkness for too long already. So many gifted people around us, but they weren't able to understand their giftedness because you had too many broken people around them who didn't want them to see that. You know what I'm saying? So I turned everything that everybody said against me. I flipped it, and I realized y'all was just hating. Y'all was just mad because I had something that y'all didn't. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of the times when you don't know how to control it in the beginning, it takes a toll on you. You know what I'm saying? And you don't know what you're feeling and what you processing and what you're going through. So oftentimes you have addiction issues. You know what I'm saying? Promiscuity. You know what I'm saying? The ability to want to be loved. Like all that comes with that. You know what I'm saying? It's not until you realize who you are that you start to understand you. And that's the difficult part they don't like, because your energy automatically separates them from you. And then when they get to the lowest part and they start to realize the truth behind it, now they feel as if they want to call you and have you back and act like they love you and really care about you. For nah, you showed your hand the first time. You know what I'm saying? I believed you. You know what I'm saying? Now I'm going towards leveling up to people that, you know what I'm saying, will be able to see me for me. That's worth a whole lot more than having people be around you, not for you, but for the energy that you carry. You know what I'm saying? So listen, if you don't know what it is, I just told you. Please make sure you like, comment, share, and subscribe.